Okay, so we're just winging it here, people. Hi, everyone. Hi, human beings. This is my dog, Kyah. Perfect in every single frickin' way. She's the reason I'm here today. Hi, you can hear me talking about her. So I've been talking for a long time about wanting to do a lot of things. And one of those things being putting out content with intention. And I've done that for some time. I had some plans to be on the road, to be in the van. However, because of Kyah's health, that was put on a big halt. She's showing her age. She's not doing as well as she was a couple years ago. She's 10 and a half years young. But we got some recent news that was pretty devastating. And it changed my life because she is a big part of my life. And one of my loves and passions has always been animal care and really connecting with animals. And even over the years of working at a dog kennel, I would often, grieve the loss of animals, and because they mean so much to me. And with Kyah, it's been exceptionally difficult because it's progressive, the things that, slowly progressive, the tumors that she has. And so it's been a lot of, quality of care. I can't do much more except hold space for her, give her the best life I can while she's still on this earth as she is. And with that decision meant pivoting. I don't want to say sacrificing, but making decisions that I wouldn't if I didn't have her. So here I am today. Here we are. She's sleeping there like an angel on my yoga mat. And I'm here to offer just space to share my process with grief and with changes, because you can never plan for change in life, but the only constant is change in life. And I feel very fortunate and blessed that I can be with her during this time and take care of her and love her and rewrite my story a little bit. Maybe the traveling isn't traveling across the states in a van, but it's getting in the car and driving around and being present and intentional with her. It's being more present within my life. And even if that travel isn't external, it's internal. I'm working on a lot of my own stuff right now when it comes to attachment and grief. So this is a long thing to say. The reason I'm here is to talk about grief, to walk through this grief, and maybe not alone. I mean, I'm not alone. I'm very fortunate to have a new and wonderful partner, and he holds incredible amount of space. But I know that other people experience grief, and it's not talked about enough. I don't think, shared enough. I think that there's a tendency to close off the world when we go through something challenging, which I've been through a lot of challenges in my life. But one thing that I haven't really been able to experience is this slow process of letting go of something or someone you care about. Usually when I lose something, it's like, snap, it's gone. very easy for me to move on, and I think that's partially because I have a lot of Scorpio in me. I'm used to death and rebirth, but there's something precious and special when you've been with another being for so long. And with Kyah, which I'm going to show her again because she's just so perfect. With Kyah, we've hiked mountains. We've seen so many different things. We've had so many incredible adventures together. She's been through, she's carried me, like, metaphorically, and pulled me, out of the muck, even physically, like just keeping me going. And this time, it's my turn to really take care of her. And, I think that grieving is a privilege. I don't think that we always give ourselves the appropriate space to grieve. I lost my brother when I was 19. I'm 33, almost 34 now. And it took me 11 years to process his, death, and how I was able to really shift from grieving to celebrating him. Took a long time because I didn't allow myself to. So if you've made it this far, thank you. Because my intention for this video and, moving forward is to share the processes of moving through grief and loss and just the human experience, to celebrate the mundane, to celebrate the simple things with her, just like the simple things in life. Life is pretty chaotic right now in the world, in our country, and the way in which I decide to revolt and have active resistance to just the fear and the overall panic is to come back to myself, come back to my practices. And that also is in tandem with processing grief and holding space for Kyah, for myself, for everything. And, there's a lot that I've been through, that I've done, that I've experienced, that I'm here to share, the tools that I've learned over the years, like even being able to, have my yoga teacher training. That's been a gift. Having my master's degree in behavior analysis and looking at the environment and how that can, shape us or support us. Just being through this foster care system, going through a lot of challenges in my life. I've been able to build not just a toolkit, but like a shed, like a big shed of all these different things that I do. And I'm still actively working on healing, actively working on holding space for my own emotions. But I feel like I don't want to gatekeep. I don't want to keep it all to myself. And I have been feeling a little alone because I haven't been sharing so much. And I'm really good at being quiet about stuff. I'm really good about just pretending, or I used to be really good about pretending that things are okay to the external world, but I don't want to pretend anymore. And I think that it's worth sharing, and maybe someone out there will resonate and, feel seen, or take something, that I share and try it for themselves and it help them. And that's really my intention, is I wrote it down. It's like my offering is my story and the wisdom that I've learned throughout my story and my experience. I think I've lived many lifetimes in this life, and I feel very fortunate to be where I'm at right now, because a couple of years ago I was totally different, and I was quite miserable. I was quite sick and quite depressed. And although I'm depressed a little bit now as I'm grieving, and going through these challenges, I resort back to the tools that I know. And I'm so thankful for that. And I know I'm never truly alone. And that's another thing. It's like I have a small friend group. I have a small friend group that's become my family. I have, wisdom that I've learned from my mentors and teachers and, my ancestral wisdom. Just these little things that have built something really strong in me. And I used to be building on sand, trying to fix myself. And now I feel like I have a really solid foundation and know my purpose in life, and that is to shine brighter, to speak, to share my truths, and to encourage others to share their truths and to not be afraid to be seen. And because you never know what the words that you're going to say, how they could impact someone and have a little ripple, even if it's really tiny, because that's what makes a bigger change. And I'm very fortunate to be here. I'm very fortunate to be talking, to you, whoever you may be. And I'm really excited to start sharing my story more, start providing offerings such as guided meditations and yoga, sound healing, as well as just creating art, talking about things, sharing space, connecting with other human beings, and really loving on my dog and being present the best I can. No more hiding, no more filters, no more pretending, but just being and working on just accepting this weird, crazy human experience we find ourselves in. I did a podcast a couple years ago, and one thing I'd always end with was I would just remind people that you're loved, and even if it feels like it, you're never truly alone. And I see you, I honor your experience, and I'm so thankful to be here to share mine. And if you're going through anything, know that you're truly never alone. Know that you're loved, and keep going, because you're fucking worth it. You're worthy simply because you exist. And yeah, I think I'll end it at that. Okay? But before we really end, let's look at the best thing ever. The sweetest angel in the world. Eyes half open. I'm so blessed to love this creature for so long. Until next time. Bye.